give them popcorn?
Can you give them popcorn?
He was like, anybody got popcorn for me?
Well, since my baby left me. What's happening, kids? It smells like popcorn. Can we get some of that popcorn?
Yeah, get them some popcorn. Let's feed these guys.
They're not taking it too far away.
How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
They're doing good. You guys all suck. You guys all It's good fun, huh? So sick. I knew it.
You guys were here for Comic-Con? Yeah? Yeah?
We were just in town to go to the pizza place.
Well, that's what you know?
Somebody came across and said, they're having a show Boondock. You guys want to talk about that? Next week, a slice of pepperoni? What the fuck?
I'm sick.
How was the pizza?
Yeah. Oh.
Now
you're back to doing
I don't want to throw the obvious, but I made that story up.
Made you break the news. Well, you know, why don't we start off with, you know, David, we'll start with you. What's the craziest Boondock Saints fan you've come across since this film has come out?
These people.
Really?
Probably a fan of Sean's, and I'll let Sean tell the story.
Oh, nice.
Because
Is this on? Yeah, we had these really sweet girls from Japan once come out to us with these plastic bottles. One had a video camera, and the other one had a plastic bottle, and they walked up and they go, "Oh, please blow." And they go, "Oh, please blow." And they blew, and they sealed it up really quick. I had this one dude, I was walking to New York down Broadway, this really tall albino guy with long white hair comes up and he goes, "Hey, that Boondock Saints, that gun you were shooting in, that gun in that film was a very awesome gun, I'm gonna get it." And I'm like, "Well, which gun?" And he goes, "The big one on the tripod." And I was like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that? Shoot an elephant? He got really upset with me and stormed off. Oh shit, what's going on? Cute girl with popcorn.
True story about the ball. Except it was like this. Bro? Holy shit. Sealed it up, made us sign it.
I'm curious about your guys' experience. How many of you have actually seen the documentary Overnight? That's about the making of this film. It's not exactly the best portrait of the director, Troy Duffy. But I'm just curious, I want to hear your guys' experience of working with Troy Duffy. Now that you've done 2 films with it. You know, go ahead, start with David. Just you know, let's... It's all right, we can spill a little popcorn.
That's what's up, man.
these places are easy to clean, aren't they?
Yeah. No sweat.
About that question he asked? Yeah.
Oh, come on. You know, so like, you know, give us the other side of the story, because I do feel like that documentary is pretty one-sided, you know? And directors are under pressure when they're trying to get films made, you know? Like, I just, you know...
Trying to...
Let me tell you, we'll bring the card here, right?
I'm trying to figure out a way to get out of this. Now, what it is what it is. I don't know that meant it is what it is, but I guess it is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
I think you've successfully dodged that.
I'll give you 15 minutes.
You understand Rock's genius, first of all. Give me an example. When the driver picked us up from the airport, we're driving back, and the driver says, "Rock, you confirm this." driving, and she goes, you know, there's a mall right across from the hotel. It's big. They've got all kind of shops in there, amazing shopping. And Rock goes, would there be something like a Foot Locker there? Where you could get some sneakers. And she goes, yeah, I'm sure there would be. And I go, I'm in the back seat just hanging out. I'm like, why, Rock, you need some sneakers? No. I swear to fucking God. Did that happen? I'm just like, oh my God, man. Remember, one time we landed in St. Louis, we're in the car driving, and Rock goes, Sean, did you know that St. Louis has the Bowling Hall of Fame? I was like, no shit, Rock. You like the bowl? No.
It tells a lot about us if you had the Bowling Hall of Fame there, and they do in St. Louis.
Very fun facts. Now, Sean or Norman, do you guys want to chime in on just working with Troy, what it was like, your experience with it? What's he like, you know?
I mean, you saw Overnight?
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty true.
Yeah.
It's not he's our boy, and we had his back for a long time, and we still have his back to a certain extent. That's a lot of footage, and you can have that much footage of Santa Claus and make him look like a dick. But then again, it's on film. So there's parts of it that are true, and we've had our ups and downs with that guy for a long time, and creative differences on some things, and you know, but we're tight, and whether we do Boondock 3, maybe not.
Has it been talked about at all?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing one of those things on TV, what do you call them? No, TV series. You know what? Wait, hold on. It's been a long day. But anyway, he goes on the internet and he says, so what do you think about 3 or the TV series? And they go, only if you have the brothers in the TV series, then we'll deal with it. And that wasn't his idea, and that didn't work out. So he's really in the process of writing 3 and paying them a lot of money.
You know, it's like some of the people go, you know, Kim Kardashian got famous, and that initial video that made her famous really made her look bad. It's like, yeah, but she was banging that dude.
It's on film. It's out there. Exactly. Well, going back to, you know, the first film, the one we're going to show tonight, Boondock Saints. What, David, let's just go right back to you because I'm liking your answers so far. Because this was your, you know, you haven't acted in a ton of stuff, and like, you know, these are.
Okay, we got to bring that up.
I'm sorry. My mistake.
No, go ahead.
But you know, what drew you? Like, how talk about, you know, hearing about the film, how you came.
Any directors in the house?
Don't hit me. Don't hit me.
But okay, let's get back to the question.
What poorly worded question?
What was your question? Or not?
What drew you to Boondock Saints? How'd you get involved with it?
Did let me do it.
Did you know Troy?
Yeah, I did know him.
Okay.
I did know him, and he was writing the film while I was working with him. And he put my character in the film, and then he got these 2 guys. And in all fairness to Troy, he really wanted them and only them. And if there was anything else, and you know, I even said, "Fuck them," you know, if we have to get someone else, no, I want these 2 and these 2 only.
Yeah, buddy.
Sean, how did you come to be in the project? Like, what drew you to Boondock Saints?
You know, initially the script. You know, they were looking at some big names, but Norman and myself did a campaign pretty hard. You know, we ended up doing a screen test and everything else. It was a killer script, it really was. And those of you guys that know my career, I've done a ton of independent films. I've done some amazing things that nobody's ever seen. I've done some horrific things that fucking everybody's seen. I've made a career out of doing like tiny little films that, you know, you hope they get released, you know, and so you never know. You go into it thinking this is a great script. Let's see what happens. And Norman thought the same thing upon reading it, and you know, kind of it's one of those magical moments where all the variables magically come together, and a great product comes forth from it, you know, and I think that's kind of what happened. It was just, you know, all the right things were aligned, and that's pretty much it. I know that there's a lot of, Marky Mark was, but he was like, and Patrick Swayze, McGregor, Ewan McGregor, all kind of huge names, so it was very cool that, you know, me and Reedus got to do it. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, Suicide Kings is one of your independent films that I you know, look back on fondly. I remember that one really well. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's I love that. It's a little gem of a movie, man.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I know, David. I'm sorry. I'll try to kiss your ass, maybe. I don't know if I can. Norman, is it the same answer for you? Do you want to, and you know, as far as what attracted you to the film or anything, or?
Yeah, it was a great script. I mean, he was on the cover of like Time magazine at the time. He had a record deal. That script was like a huge buzz script in the business.
That word, like there's a lot of buzz for a script. Like, what's that actually? Does that just mean like everybody you run into is just talking about this thing out there? I mean, what's?
I mean,
you can't escape it.
Scripts are like that, you know what I mean? And that was one.
Cool. You know what? Talk about, you know, whoever wants to jump in first, like the actual process of like this. You know, this movie barely got a release when it came out in theaters. You know, like 5 years.
It didn't get released at all. Those screens Troy paid for out of his pocket to show the crew. I think basically the film.
Right.
You know, out of word of mouth
and DVD.
It being passed around. I mean, it's made hundreds of millions of dollars. It's a huge cult film now. So
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
it never happens. You know?
Yeah, and I assume when you're making a film, you have no idea what it's going to be like. You're just trying to make the best film you can, I imagine. And did you ever have a feeling as it was going on that it would become something like this? I mean, did you see it as a cult film from the beginning, or did you think that this was going to be a a big release?
I mean, you can make a cult film, and then you can make a cult film that's a huge success.
Yeah.
Completely different. It's like Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a huge fucking thing. You know, I remember I was in California with my son, and he was like 5 or 6 or something, and these skater kids were wearing sweatshirts with our faces on them. And I was like, what the fuck? And my son walks up and he goes, why is my dad on your shirt? There's 20 skater kids around, like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So it's, we just, through the years, watched it just get bigger and bigger, and it's still as big as it ever was now. So,
yeah.
I mean, Sean ran into a dude who had the whole prayer on his back in Klingon. You've seen hundreds of tattoos of our faces and Boondock Saints on people's arms and legs and backs and bodies, and it's become this huge thing.
That's not shit. The guy goes, "That's a prayer." I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, oh, fuck. I can't believe I didn't figure that shit out. It's like,
Yeah.
But there's no recipe for cult hit. You can't set out to do that, because the one missing variable is embraced by the fans. You can have the most obscure actors known to man in it, but there's a sort of possessive nature of it. So the fans are like to say, wow.
What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah,
and that's really cool. I feel like anytime a cult film is like almost predetermined trying to be making a cult film, it usually is a disaster. It's got to be that kind of happy accident. So it's really cool to see, people coming out for a film that came out 13, 14 years ago. It's great. So enough of me asking questions. Why don't we open it up to some of you guys? I'm sure plenty of you have questions to ask. So whoever wants to raise a hand. I'll go right to this gentleman over here. I met you earlier in the lobby.
How was it working with Billy Connolly and Willem Dafoe? I mean, veteran actors that have been in it for a while. Did y'all get a lot from them?
I mean, Willem Dafoe is like so. you guys don't share many scenes with Defoe in the film, but like, did you get to witness how, I mean, the guy's on another level over the top in that film in a really great way, but I mean...
He's like, remember the courtroom, or not the courtroom scene, the police who were speaking all the different languages?
Yeah.
The camera's going in at 360 around us.
Yeah.
You look really careful. You see me go like this and look up at the sky, I'm reading it off of a fucking cue card. There was a couple of languages I was fucking up, but it would go behind Defoe's head and he'd go... I cut it out and just thought it was funny. He's fun to work with.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks he's just dead serious method actor. He's like fucking off on the set just like we were.
Right.
He would run one line when we'd be out to dinner, and one line only. It's not like he's all method. I don't know why he picked on me. We'd be ordering pizza at a restaurant. The waitress is right there. I'm like, I'm fucking straight. Come on, man.
Right.
I was in New York putting my key in my door, and there's no one around. And across the street, there's this like homeless long guy walking like this, and I hear Norman. I turn around, I'm like, what the fuck's that? There's one guy across the street. I like put the key back in the door. Norman, I turn around, it's just this one guy. And then I turn around again after the third time, and he goes, "It's Willem."
Was he rehearsing? What was he doing?
He goes, "Oh, I'm doing this film on a vampire called Shadow of the Vampire."
Oh, yeah.
He was walking around so... I mean...
He was nominated for...
He might just be nuts.
It might be, yeah. And I think he was nominated for that film, so I guess it worked, yeah.
He's great, but so Billy's amazing too.
Yeah, you were going to say, if you wanted to add anything about Billy, I mean, let's get that man.
Billy is hysterical. We went to the Palm Springs Film Festival, and there was all these ladies with like plastic surgery and all things, like dogs. And he's up there in this like leather outfit with tassels, and he's just ripping on all of them. He's just like making fun of them. And we're like, holy shit, this is really good. He doesn't give a fuck. He lives in a castle in Scotland.
Really? Crazy.
You guys don't realize that Billy Connolly's like bigger than Chris Rock and Eddie Murphy in Europe.
Right.
I mean, he's fucking huge.
Yeah.
And this guy like lived it, man. He's been huge for that long. Like some of the best times are riding in the van to the set. Not like actually working with the cat, but it's like right because he's got stories, and every one of them starts with. So I was with Mick Jagger, and Penny and Faithful, I think, was sucking his cock. And I reached over and I said, David, because Bowie had just played. You're just like, whoa!
Yeah, how do you follow that with the story?
But he's dead serious.
Yeah.
He's got stories about like Sid Vicious.
Yeah. I remember when he OD'd. Sid. And he's got pictures.
Wow. Yeah, that is. That's a very good impression. Anybody else? Questions? This gentleman right here.
Question for all three of you guys. Out of the movie, what was your guys' favorite scene?
Courtroom.
Courtroom?
Toilet scene.
David.
I named my son after that scene.
You named him Turtle?
When Murphy was yelling your name, it sounded great, and so he's Connor. I didn't get it.
I like it.
Nice.
Nice! Stand up and give a bow, Connor. Right there. Nice. To me, that scene like sums up the brotherhood. You know, like it's like nothing will stop you for something you truly love. It's a party like your brother. You know what I mean? It's just that sums up the movie for me.
Nice.
I liked, I did like the courtroom scene, but I wasn't in it. But I thought that was cool because they did that. How do I say this? That tape you guys first did when you auditioned to do the tape.
Yeah. The screen test.
You did the screen test. Yeah, you did that scene. It's a really neat scene, but doing it, I liked when we killed the cat.
Yeah. That's the scene that I want.
I like the scene when you take out the guy, is it in a restaurant or whatever, you get the whole slow motion stroll across the street. I mean, it's pretty badass. I mean, That's not bad too. That's not bad.
Yeah, I know. I remember doing that, and I was kind of bummed out because, you know, you want to know what's going on. It's important to know what's going on. And I got all mixed up on these lines. I was saying, wait a minute, he knew, and I'm going, Troy, how did he know and him know if I didn't say the lines? I'm sorry, I should have started that story.
And we'll catch you on the flip side. You'll be good. You'll be good. Let's see. Let's go to this gentleman right here.
How was it working with Ron Jeremy?
It's pretty good. He brings Jerry's to the set every day.
He bought them a Ron Jeremy dildo from a sex shop, and he autographed it for him.
That's my rap present. It's in the plastic, and it's a mold, and he takes the time to tell me. He's like,
No, it's a mold of my cock. It's vascularly correct.
fuck, I needed to know that.
He's like, same size, same everything, vascular, everything. It's a mold, exactly.
And on it says here, thanks for the hard work. I mean, that's one of those stories, it's like, it's kind of dirty and gross, but that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? Every time, you know, obviously the first thing when you walk in the set, you're like, it's fucking Ron Jeremy, so I don't know. So I see it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a game. I like you on my body, but I'm like, Ron, really? How big is it, man? What do I? He's like, it's 2 inches from the floor. I'm like, fuck, I love you, bro.
He's a school teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow. True story. And a good guy. A really good guy. Super nice guy. I mean, he stays in touch, and God bless him, he just had a hospital stay, but he always brings up and how you doing, invites to parties. He's just a really good guy.
How about like him just acting? Did he take it? I mean, he's this guy that's known for porn. Like, did he take it really seriously? The fact that he got, I mean, yeah. I mean, did you saw him as a he was a pro.
He was stoked to be in it. He's a really good cat.
Nice.
He's very serious about his craft and all that.
Cool. Anybody else? Questions? Let's go to the young man right here who's named after the film. And you know, if it can lead to more impressions that Sean can do, that's good. So, no pressure.
How long did it take you to get your black belt and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Exactly. I got it May 4th of 2008, and it took me 10 years.
Why do you have this date memorized?
Say it again.
Why do you have this date memorized?
Because it's a monumental event. The black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is like a degree from MIT. It really is. It's you laugh, but I'm dead serious. It's there's more mat hours and more training hours than an MIT graduate. It's a very proud moment, and I suggest anything you do in your life that's going to be monumental, you'll remember what the grass smelled like that day. You'll remember what was playing on the radio, and if you don't, wasn't that important?
What did the grass smell like?
It smelled like chlorophyll that you could tie a noose with and potentially hang yourself.
Let's get some women to ask some questions here. Here we go. Right here.
Since you brought up the cat scene, I really want to know how was that done because it seems so realistic.
You killed the cat. Obviously, those are the days pre-PETA. Fuck them. It's like a cat was as good of a movie. There's part of you out there that believe me. You're like, oh my God.
Dude, this is Portland. You're gonna horrify.
It just shows the cat, and then I hit that, and it just shows on the wall. It wasn't that hard to do.
We had an air cannon, and this was an air cannon. It was about 12 inches diameter. It's literally like that big around. And it made a horrific blang whenever you shot this thing out. And you could stick anything you wanted into it. So we loaded up with spaghetti and tomato sauce, and me and Duffy were practicing on it, launching things into the river, just seeing how far we could shoot shit with it. And we knew, I mean, when this thing went off, it was like, POW! Really loud. And so on the day, Rock goes, so the cannon, is it loud or does it make And I was like,
The thing's huge under the table.
no, Rock, it's really quiet. So on the day, we were like, oh my God. When we shot that shit one time. Like when you see Rock fucking Oscar-worthy. I mean, the thing goes off, and literally, me and Reedus, because we knew, when you see us laughing, authentic as fuck, because we're laughing. You see Rock, it goes off, and Rock's like, no! Because he had no fucking idea it was that loud.
And there was a power from it. You know, like I said, they're fucking around with you. For some reason, Troy keeps saying, whatever you do, don't move. You know, for a camera thing or something. I mean, hit the table and don't move. And the thing lifted me up, and I just went backwards.
Let's get some more stories out of this guy here. Yeah, go ahead and ask the question.
What's the weirdest thing you got from a fan?
I got a boob. Implant.
Oh my god.
I use it as my phone cradle in my
Top that.
I got a little child. I just took it home and got tired of it and just walked away.
You didn't shoot the kid, did you?
Come on.
Sean, you got anything? I mean, it's tough acts to follow here.
Yeah. A son was born. They named him Connor. It wasn't this little gentleman right here. It was more positive. It was more recent than that, unless you really fucking grow fast. But they were Catholic, and he was circumcised, and they brought me the foreskin.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. And it goes like this. You're like wrapping it up, and I'm like, so what does they tell you? Like, oh! Oh!
It's the cat scene all over again.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this time with foreskin, that's even worse, man. That's even worse. Questions? Who's got some more? Let's go right here.
They did stories from the shower scene.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, I dropped the soap again.
Never drop the soap, man. Never.
Slow motion. And then the hair guy, makeup guy.
Yeah.
I was like,
Keep in mind that this hair guy, nobody's seen hide nor hair from this cat. Like, everybody was like, yeah, the key hair guy, his name is like Alfred.
I never saw him.
Never fucking saw him until that day. Reedus' little manhood pouch flies off, and he's like, oh, I got it! I'll get it! Who the fuck is that? Like, it's a hair guy. It's like, no, it's not. I've never fucking seen this guy.
the pouch I threw at Troy right before we started filming. I threw it at him, hit it with the head with my little thing. I was like, he's retarded. But the soap, this fucking guy just comes out of nowhere, like, I'll get it. And the camera's like basically behind me, so I know it's like up my butt.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Let's go right here.
Okay, am I allowed, because there wasn't a Walking Dead Q&A, can I ask the Walking Dead Norman question? Okay.
All right, this is it. Sorry, guys. This is the one Walking Dead question that we're not going to ask. So
Thank you, I'm sorry.
You got lucky.
Because I freaking love you all. Absolutely. But I have this set up for the Walking Dead Q&A. So, nobody wants Daryl to die. Absolutely nobody. Well, Riot, right? But, okay, so nobody's safe. If you go down, how do you picture yourself going down? How do you possibly see it happening? Nobody could get the jump on Daryl. How could it ever happen?
Merle.
Right?
Or just walking away, just disappearing. I don't have no idea.
You know how it's going to happen? I'll tell you how it's going to happen. After the life he's led, he's won the hearts of everybody. When he came onto the scene, you were like, fucking white, racist motherfucker, we hate him. And then suddenly he won everybody's heart with little bitty nuances and a flicker of the eyelash and this and that. Oh my God, this is what's going to happen. Everybody's going to be in jeopardy, and there's going to be a conglomerate of fucking zombies coming. He's going to be like, you guys run over to the left, I'm going to steer him over to the right. He's going to go over, he's going to walk right into it, he's going to get all the zombies over there, going to attack Daryl, he's going to save the whole fucking crew. I really like that job.
Because he's going to carve like
and that'll be like
arrows.
episode 3 of season 92.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't come out until June, but we shot 3 of them, so it's pretty fun, you know. I mean, like I said, I made a career out of movies that don't come out. It's kind of neat to be on a TV show that people are going to watch. I mean, it's just, you know, it's kind of neat to do work. You're like, wow, people see this. That's kind of crazy. Wow. You know, so yeah, it's neat. It's neat. It is. Cool.
So right here.
Speaking of movies that don't come out, go back to before the Boondock Saints went, I guess, cult-like. You guys worked hard on that, and you guys said that you went off the path and scripted with buzzing and everything. And in the aftermath of Columbine, knowing that they weren't going to air or put it on the big screen, how did you feel then about the movie?
We're always busy, so we're working on other things.
So just like hit or miss, just like any other thing?
You kind of do your work, and then you just sort of let it go. You know, you don't sit around and hope that the number, you know, you don't really look at it.
And the opposite is more commonplace. I mean, it's common that you do a film like that, and it never gets released. So you're so used to, shit, it'd be neat if somebody sees it, but you don't bank on it because they're independent films. They really are, you know? It's like, you don't, it's not like you did that and we sat around praying and hoping. It's like, it'd be neat. I mean, we all wanted it to come out, but the odds are, we're very realistic about the industry, so, you know, it's like, okay, well, there's another one that's not going to come out, so, okay, on to the next. Just look for your next job. Yeah.
Was there actually a time when you remembered, you know, you remember the jiu-jitsu thing, but like, did you remember the time when it was like, holy shit, like people actually are watching this movie now, like it's got this following, like, yeah.
I mean, it's always, you know, the first time somebody comes up and they go, we're, and you're expecting them, well, at that time I was expecting them to go, were you in Young Indiana Jones, you know? And they go, were you Connor McManus? And you're like, fuck, where did you see that?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, a blockbuster. Oh shit, it is him. And then you know, you leave there thinking, okay, this guy was in fucking Muskogee, Mississippi. There was one copy, and it was a weird blockbuster. Lo and behold, it all started with like a copy, and somebody turned their friend on, and their friend and their friend and their friend. And then the next day, there's like 2 copies. The next day, there's a row. The next day, there's a section. The next day, there's a wall.
Yeah. And they're all sold out.
Yeah.
And people are stealing.
It's just cool that word of mouth still exists, you know, like nowadays.
And talking about a cult film, that's really what makes it happen. It's like that obscure independent band that you find.
Right.
Like, you know, nobody's ever heard
It's
of the band,
yours.
so you pull up at a stoplight, and there's some douchebag in an orange Corvette listening to the song, and you're like, who fucking turned him on to the song? It's like, that's what it was with Boondock. You
Right.
got 3 friends, you're like, all right, you 2 can watch the movie.
Yeah,
And
you would allow it.
Don't give it the alpha. You know?
But you know, I remember though, people were really excited, like the way I heard about it was everybody wanted to talk about it. Like, have you seen this movie? It was like a rite of passage. Like, have you heard of this movie? And if you haven't, like, you need to see it.
Yeah,
so.
to the right people.